Hello and welcome to the second session of Vengeance of the Sharkfinger Princess. This is the second half of a two-parter, and we created characters last time, and our group arrived on scene at the wedding, split a little, which we'll come back to here in a moment. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and so I'm the designer and co-author of the game that we're playing. So there we are. We have a set of layered safety tools that we're going to be using, as we do for all the games in the Gauntlet community. We are using lines and veils, which is kind of our base setup for everything. Just to quickly go over what those are again, we have hard lines on homophobia, sexual assault, and torture by the PCs. And then we have a veil set on harm to animals. So those are our key features. I'll try and keep an eye and see if anything else would pop up that we want to add to that. We also have the X card, of course, marked to things that maybe we hadn't realized should have been on the lines and veils, or we start leaning towards something there, or if we find material that is objectionable or problematic, or play which is objectionable or problematic. These are all reasons to do that. And then lastly, the open door. If you have to step away, you can step away, and that is a-okay. I have my cat's lines and veils shirt on, so I've got my little safety shirt on here. So we are oh, and I got it. Is that a dinosaur or just a?
It's Pusheen the cat, but also now he's a Stegosaurus.
Lovely.
That's all I got.
If we're talking about our shirts,
yeah, the Shaw scope.
I didn't put it together that I was wearing a Shaw Brothers shirt and playing this game until just this moment.
That is
You're a nerd.
Good job, me. Good job.
Nice. So we're going to go around and check in with everybody, see if there are any changes need to be made, and get everybody to quickly give us what those two entanglements are. So we're actually going to start. We started last time on the farthest left-hand side, so I move over one position. So first chair today is for Ranjin. Majay, is there anything that you want to change about your character, your Inhuman Guys character? Any changes you want to make?
No, I love this guy.
Okay. Give us a quick rundown on those two entanglements that you have.
Absolutely. My romantic entanglement is that I have disguised myself to get close to Pale Cricket, but Auntie Oak, their lover, suspects and hates me.
And we're going to get a little bit of that out. I'm hoping to kind of show the spark of that at the table tonight. If we can kind of hard frame that, we will see. And then your general entanglement?
Withering Ash and I both seek revenge against Ninth Raven, but I must be the one to strike the killing blow.
And we saw the back and forth banter about that last time. Excellent. Let's come next to you, Bo. Anything that you need to change?
I don't think there's anything I need to change. I'm pretty good with that.
Yeah, you have one element marked, wood. So there are a couple ways to clear elements in play. One is the comfort and support action within a scene, but between scenes, if you have time, you can narrate what you're doing to reset your balance and clear your elements and so on. So if that's a scene option for you. Tell us about your entanglements.
My two entanglements. My romantic entanglement is that I love Peerless Zalan, who is the tutor and teacher of Dawning Joy, and their duty to Dawning Joy draws them away. They're too focused on that duty.
Yeah, and one of the things you established last time that I want to summarize is, so you know a lot of the bride's family, you know some of the groom's family, but you also established that you haven't been back here for a few years. Like you have been away is something that you had said and returned. So there has been some time passed, right?
So originally I kind of thought that I had been kind of working on and off with the bride's family specifically to just come in, keep an eye on things, do some duties for them, and keep the peace here and there. I've gone out for a while, come back.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm very familiar with the bride's family.
Okay. Then let's do I have you do your general? Do I have you say this?
Yeah.
Let's have you say your general.
My general entanglement is that Auntie Oak knows my secret and threatens to tell my friend Righteous Jade, who will not understand why I've deceived them.
And Righteous Jade, what is Righteous Jade's relationship to you as the groom? Just a friend?
Very, very good friend. A lot of people in both families consider me like they'll just call me uncle because I'm that charming older gentleman who just is very familial, just is always happy to be around and is always trying to entertain. And people just like being around Bo.
Excellent. And then Auntie Oak, are you happy with your choices? You still have a move to pick, right?
I still actually do have a move. I totally forgot about that.
Okay.
I am happy with my choices currently, and I will pick a move
Whenever you'd like.
whenever I feel. I will take a look at the moves again after this. But
Uh,
my entanglements are romantic entanglement is I mistakenly declared my love to Pale Cricket, who I thought was Magistrate's son, and now confusion abounds.
Nice.
Especially considering Pale Cricket, my love, is the love of Renjin, who is now taken the form of my son, which of course is my general entanglement. Renjin has disguised himself as my son, whom I abandoned to be raised by the parents of the bride. So
Excellent.
things are complicated.
That is the understatement right there.
Weddings, am I right?
Yeah. Which brings us last but not least back around to Withering Ash. Withering Ash, are you happy with your choices?
Yes, very happy with my choices.
Okay. And you have two elements marked, in part because you have a kind of a martyrdom to help your comrades there during that fracas that we had with the undead and that sorcerer who got away. Tell us about your entanglements.
I actually have a question about the mechanics. I used my general entanglement bond. Does that mean it goes away, or does it stick around?
No, it stays around. You can refresh it via the comfort and support action. Basically, when you spend a bond, it just means that you're kind of calling on that energy for the moment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so my romantic entanglement is that I love the warrior Razor Eyes Eye, but my master exorcist, Wu Ma Yen, suspects her family of hiding some dark secret.
Excellent. And we've seen both of those figures are on stage presently. And the general.
I have hidden that my sworn brother, Wanderer Hong, I changed it initially because it was Wanderer Bo, and then it was that did not work. Wanderer
Absolutely.
Hong contributed to the tragedy which haunts you, Bo. I hadn't exactly said what it was, and I was leaving it up to you, Bo. I am excited to decide. I'm excited to discover.
We will see that. Undoubtedly, Master Wu has brought Wanderer Hong along with him as his assistant. Didn't ask for you to come and was somewhat surprised that you were present here.
Yes.
So it was spring. You made your way here for very different reasons. At the crossroads, there was an ambush. It might have been an attack on Withering Ash. It might have been an attack on Renjin. It's unclear. But there was a fight. There were undead. The Jiangxi were dispatched, and the sorcerer got away. And then Renjin, Withering Ash, and Yu Bo headed up, but Auntie Oak took off on her own. Apparently, the words of Yu Bo striking to her, perhaps to Yu Bo's thinking, but perhaps not. But you were greeted by various people from the Grimson Brides family. You've arrived, the wedding, estate, the gardens, and so on. There are lots of people gathered here. It is evening. As the sun is setting, we see the lanterns are coming up all over the place. There is, of course, a feast that's going to happen tonight, but lots of chance for people to move around and talk with people. To start out tonight, what I want to do is I want to do a once around, give each of you a chance to talk to an NPC or call a scene with a PC, whatever, to kind of let's see where you would go. And I want to start where we left off last time, and that is Auntie Oak.
Nice.
You've snuck in to the grounds. We see you. Have you disguised yourself? Are you just walking around as yourself here? What do we see?
It's been long enough since I've been to this town that people won't immediately recognize me unless they are looking for me or
Mhm.
waiting for me. So I think just a very basic, disguise of a scarf around the head sort of thing is all Antioch is bothering to do. I would like to take advantage of my wanderer move.
Mm-hmm. Let's have you roll that. What do you want to roll that with?
That's a good question. Oh no, I left my thing open. There we go. I think in this case possibly would,
Okay.
reflecting maybe not necessarily that Antioch is super curious right now, but other people might be curious about her if somebody's going to remember me favorably, which is sort of the idea of this move, then perhaps they'd be curious about why I'm here
Mm-hmm.
or some such thing. That's the best I've got. I'm just filling out my name in the dice roller. And I rolled an 11.
That is an 11. So as you are walking along, and the place seems very familiar to you, though. Again, your memory of the past and the time that you left your son here with the family is probably, we've just said, that amnesia, that haziness. But you will see an older woman is walking along, and you see her stop. She sees you, and she comes over to where you're at, and she says, Auntie Oak.
And you are?
Do you not remember me?
Well, you get on in years and tend to forget faces and names and voices.
Sister Waterfall. You stood up for me so many years ago, and helped me. But you've not returned in so long.
It has been quite some time. And I think Antio kind of looks at the town wistfully. So many things have changed. Tell me, is there anything of note going on, specifically regarding the wedding, this
like, I have not been privy to the affairs of the household for some time. I did serve as governess and helper, but as I've aged and my service has been less required. What is it you wish to know?
perhaps more than you would be able to tell me, not of your own doing, of course. My old friend,
Yes.
could you get me into the building? Could you get me into the family rooms?
Into the heart of the estate?
Yes. Without anyone knowing.
I will do this, but I must ask, are you here for vengeance?
Only if vengeance is what is needed.
She nods and she says, I can take you there if you wish. And she says, "Do you wish to go now?"
I think Antioch is going to look around again, taking in the sights of this town, sort of the maybe eerie feeling of the town. I've taken I picked my other move. It is
Okay.
Eerie Moon and Evil Star. Which is you've been hurt by otherworldly forces in the past, leaving you marked. When you enter a place clearly tainted by a supernatural presence, now or in the recent past, roll. On a hit, you perceive the hidden energies and may ask a study question about it. On a 10 plus, take one forward in dealing with it and learn the manifestation's purpose. I'm kind of hoping that once I go into the estate, I could possibly take advantage of that move.
Absolutely. We'll hit that when we come back to you.
Perfect.
Let us come around to Withering Ash. Withering Ash, your master is here. You know, your sworn brother is here, but there is all of the matters of the affairs. Razor Eyes Eye. The three of you are pulled apart in different directions. Who do you want to talk to? What do you want to do?
I have been thinking about this because I have two marked elements.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling a little unbalanced.
Yeah.
And so I feel like angry, isolated, uncertain, just go off and like I need to speak to someone I have a connection with and there's no judgment. So I actually think I would go search out Wanderer Hong if he was around.
He is. So we've kind of established that there's probably an inner part to the estate, the sort of the inner family sanctum, and then the broader walls of the estate around, and the grounds where the guests are, and the gardens, things like that. And you will find Wanderer Hong there in the garden. He is walking around the water and like clearly with his beads, like counting and studying the currents, and his brow seems clouded. I was like, Withering Ash, what? Master did not say you were coming.
Master did not know I was coming. Did not inform him.
Come and walk with me and tell me why it is you're here.
I think he'll like absentmindedly, not like roll his he's got to twitch with something. Like he's not on focus. So maybe he spins his staff around occasionally, or he taps or something. But he talks. He tries to speak as obliquely about the heart as much as possible, about how he was brought here, not just because of the journey that he's on with Master Wu, not only because of my concern for the happy couple, and my brother in arms and I are seeking vengeance, and I do not really mention how I feel about my heart at all. I just look a lot, and I think when I get to that part, I kind of just stop talking.
He listens, as he has always done. Which of the two elements do you think, just being here, walking with him, talking with him, which of the two do you think settles for you?
I think water. We're walking along the stream, as you said. So I think he babbles much like the stream beside him.
Yeah, it comes down from a higher part of the mountain, rolls into here, and there's a waterfall set up before it comes into the pond that's present in the estate. And he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, I have to say, I am glad that you have come. There was a shadow hanging over this place, but just like I could tell as dusk fell, something, maybe multiple somethings, entered into this area, touched by darkness. I don't know. It is obscure. There are so many people here.
Where did you first sense it? When did
I just as dusk fell.
And where were you?
I was here walking around. I could feel the winds change. I could sense something ominous entering. And yes, that's exactly the time that you arrived.
Yeah, exactly when I arrived.
Yes.
Great. Perfect. I kind of want to ask him more about the thing that he's describing for me.
Sure.
In the study, or no, ask an expert, in fact, the supernatural. Yeah. Ask an expert is what I'd like to do.
Let's have you go ahead. What do you want to roll that with?
I mean, did you imply? I think it'll have to be Earth again.
Okay.
Yeah, Earth. Dice don't fail me now. Ooh, 11.
Okay. So you can ask a couple questions about this supernatural manifestation, or you can make a declaration about it.
Ooh, I like the idea of making a declaration. I would like to declare that it is drawn here, and therefore it's connected to love. It's connected to romantic love. It's drawn to this place because it is a wedding, and that's what has drawn it here, and it's what's drawing us all here, theoretically.
The power here. We know that the Sharkfinger Princess strikes at weddings, and it may be her, but it feels like more than that. Like the past has come back to haunt us. Like something has returned.
I think I will have to do some meditation on this, brother. But how are you? I'm going
to cut on that meditation line. Renjin, you come in. You can tell that there are some people here that see you.
Yes.
And they clearly recognize you, and like they know you. Like, and some people do kind of do a wave, like hello.
Right.
But there are a couple people that see you, and their reaction is more like startled to see you. What do you want to do? Are you going to try and track down Pale Cricket? Going to try and move around this place? What is it you want to do? Do you need to change your face at this point?
Man, so I thought I had an idea, and then you gave me those startled people. So I'm torn. So those startled folks, do they look like guilty startled?
Why don't you make a study roll for me here?
Nice. I will do this. All right. Study, and I get to pick the element, right?
Element that you roll with.
I'm going to go with earth. No, I'm going to go with water, because that's awareness and wisdom and flexibility. and it gives me a +2. And I'll just hit enter, and it looks like I got a 9.
Can I? So you have one hold to ask a question or make a declaration.
Nice. There it is. Ask a question. Oh, and these are open questions.
Oh yeah.
So do these startled folks know I was killed?
Yeah, there's a look on their face like they heard that you were dead
Right.
and that they might not have been sad about that.
Right.
That your death might have been something that they were hoping for, or their masters were hoping for, and they've heard this, and there's definitely like a couple of them are talking to one another like we got to tell somebody, that kind of thing.
So I approach some of them, more than one. Like if there's a group of 2 or a group of 3.
Let's say there's a pair of them that are talking. That the eyes get wide as they approach, and they will bow, Master Renjin. And when I say Master Renjin, we're going to use that as the name of the person that you took, just to sort of for confusion's sake. Master Renjin, we did not think you would make it back for the wedding.
Well, why would you think this?
You had been gone so long.
Gone or dead?
Clearly, you are anything but dead here as you stand before us.
Clearly. Where is he?
What do you mean?
Oh, you know who I'm talking about. Where is he at?
I think this is Hearts and Minds now.
Yes.
This is you leaning hard on these two.
Unfortunately, so I have a move, but I'm not sowing confusion.
Not yet. Not
Yeah.
just...
No, I'm not. I don't feel like that. Yeah.
Right.
All right, cool. Let me pick. Oh man, I don't know. It feels, I don't know.
What do you think? I mean, and you can look at the negative side, like for what might be driving it as well.
Yeah. So I think it's Wood. He's angry. He's also overconfident.
Okay.
Right. But I think also angry, right? Because I need to get to Ninth Raven, and clearly these folks know where he is. All right. I'm +1 with Wood.
Okay.
So let me do this. Woo! That's a 10.
One of them says, I do not know exactly of who you speak, but your adopted father of the bride, Iron Lion, he may be who you wish to speak with. And they've clearly did not want to say this, but there's something in your stance. There's something about you appearing suddenly that they give this up.
I thank them for it. Thank you. You better not be wrong.
They bow and they scatter.
Nice.
As soon as they have the opportunity. You, Bo, arrived here. There are many people you know here. The bride's family, the groom's family, the groom. Who do you want to start with? I mean, you are a person that is, unlike some others, very welcomed here.
That is the case. So I had it in my head that I think it would be interesting to have a conversation to solidify that there is a bond between. Sorry, one second. Names escape me for a second. There is a bond between Righteous Jade. So I had a feeling that having a conversation, checking in on him, checking his nerves, how does he feel about the day? And I also had a feeling it would be great if it could be from a place where I have the ability to kind of look out at what's happening, like people getting ready. Maybe Zalon's out there doing her duties, just getting everything organized, and I can watch that from afar as I.
You are able to walk into the inner grounds of the household estate with the great courtyard, multi-level with the balconies looking over, and the people preparations being done in here of all kinds. And you will see Righteous Jade on one of the balconies, kind of standing there, maybe looking off into the distance. And it is nothing for you to lightness yourself up to stand beside him. And you bow. You've returned, Uncle.
I couldn't miss this. I'm not about to leave. And he takes his place up by the balcony and starts peering over at everything as he starts this conversation.
I am very pleased. I know that there are others in the household who will be very happy that you've arrived. And I know the bride's family will be ecstatic at your return.
Oh, yes, I'm excited to check on them as well. There are, some interests everywhere here tonight. And then I think we see him look out, and you can see Zalon is out sort of doing her duties, and he's just kind of watching her wistfully from the balcony.
This is so what delayed you?
Oh, there are people who they don't like fun. They don't like pomp and circumstance. You know how that is, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes.
But no, enough about me. How are you feeling? It's a big day for you. I'm sure the family is excited.
And he stops, and you see him look, and he said, I am excited, but I am worried.
Oh, do share your.
I mean,
worries.
certainly there is this question of the Sharkfinger princess, whether she will visit this place and disrupt this wedding. But no, I shouldn't say anything.
Come now, you can trust Yubo with anything.
Do you want to try and study to kind of like tease this out of him? Or hearts and minds? I'm good either way.
So eventually, kind of what I eventually wanted to lead up to is using a study as I peer out into the crowd so that I can use my move, which is oh wait, what's it called? One second.
A taste of cold steel. Yes, looking for potential trouble. Well, yeah, let's do the study move, and you can decide where you want to spend that hold potentially.
Yeah, let's do it. I think this is going to be with. I think this is going to be with water.
Okay.
So that is a 9.
That is a 9. Now, you could burn a bond to take that to a 10 and get yourself 2 hold.
I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use my bond with Dawning Joy.
Okay.
And that, so I think that is how that plays out.
So which question do you want to start with? What do you want to know or declare?
One of the things I want to know is I want to know what Dawning Joy was, or not Dawning Joy, what he was trying to say but would not say.
He says, there is something that has happened in the house of my bride, of Dawning Joy. I can tell that there has been some turmoil, some tumult that they will have not spoken to me of. And I had a sense that perhaps Dawning Joy's heart belonged to another, but the family intervened.
I think Yubo's taken back by this. He looks kind of like, oh, that can't be true.
That's what you would have told me if you had seen anything like that. Though I know that your focus is, well,
my focus is indeed everywhere, my friend. But I have not known Dawning Joy to speak ill of you at all. So that truly does surprise me. And I think here I'm going to use another hold from study.
sure.
Do you truly think that, actually here, let me back up.
Sure.
Do you feel that this wedding will truly bring your families together? Is it such a grand occasion that her family would bring you into this? And basically, I'm trying to get his opinion on the relationship between the families.
Dawning Joy and I are both dutiful children, and we understand that this wedding is necessary to heal the rift between the families, to bring them together again, to cease the conflict. I believe it will have that purpose, but I fear if something goes wrong, that the blood that is spilt now will run through the streets of this estate and out across the landscape.
He's silent for a moment. He takes this in and he stops looking at him and peers back out into the balcony. Well, then I suppose we'll just have to make sure nothing goes wrong. And with that final statement, I'm going to bring in the move, which just means on top of the holds, I get to freely ask one of those two questions. And the question I'm asking is, who's looking for trouble?
I think you will see that there, like throughout this time, you've been watching down into the courtyard, and you've seen a person come kind of rushing in, and goes in, and after a bit, you'll see three people, warriors of the bride's family. You know them, you've seen them before. They are Shah. They come out and they are trying to be casual, but you can tell that they have armed themselves and they are heading out to do harm. Is that okay?
That's okay by me, I guess.
Auntie Oak, let us return to you. Sister Waterfall will lead you in through some of the servants' areas back here. There's the great preparations being made, the cooks preparing the dough for dumplings and other feast items being prepared back here. And she will walk you through, and they know her. They nod to her, and they don't pay any attention to you. And she will walk you kind of into the large estate house here, and she says, this is it. I have brought you here.
Thank you, Sister Waterfall.
Do-
Tell
do-
me now,
Yes.
which wing are the rooms of Magistrate Sun?
Magistrate Sun is on the east wing, with the most honored guests.
And the rooms that Renjin stays in, which wing are those?
She stops and she says, Renjin is not allowed in the main house.
Good. Thank you, sister. That is all I need from you.
And you want to head up to Magistrate Sun's room? Do you want to look around a bit? What do you want to do?
I would like to look around a little bit to get a sort of a read on the mood of the area,
Sure.
whether or not there's ghosties, either or.
Yeah, let's have you make that roll for me as you walk through here. You definitely feel that there is something hanging over this place, something familiar. What do you want to roll it with?
I think I want to roll this with metal, specifically because of the reflection aspect of metal. Antioch doesn't remember a lot, and maybe kind of focusing in might be able to clear up a few things.
Absolutely.
Of course, my metal modifier is 0, so that doesn't help that much. An 11.
That is an 11.
I'm rolling really good.
Good to get that out of the way early.
This just never happens. I'm just excited about this. Two successes in a row. That's unheard of.
You will hear a voice say to you, "You have come back again. Are you here to call on me again to aid you?"
The hair stands up on the back of Antioch's neck, hearing this voice that is so deeply unsettling and unfamiliar, and yet, so very familiar. Again, I've called on you before. Is that what you were saying?
Yes. You would be the first. No one else has called upon the shark-fingered princess twice.
And the task I set you to when I called upon you the first time, were you successful?
By my reckoning, yes. I
would
brought
like-
you
Oh,
the
sorry.
vengeance that you wanted.
And yet I still have it just beneath my skin, within my very being. I can feel it, that need for more. It wasn't enough.
Most who call upon me, and I give them my gift, they do not live long afterwards. The regret takes them, but you have been strong.
Tell me, what do I need to do? What do I need to ask of you?
Set me loose here in this wedding, and I will split this across, and those who murdered your son will be brought to justice.
I will consider your offer.
Others call to me. I will see you again.
Antioch stands there, sort of staring into the middle distance for some time before setting off towards the east wing to find Magistrate's son.
Now, I will give you a chance. If there's a study question meta that you want to ask here, we
I
also
would
have that in
love
play.
to.
Okay.
Yes, please. Because I don't actually know. I don't have any plans for this. This is just sort
Sure.
of winging it as we go. I would love to roll a study. I'm just trying to look at the questions to get an idea of what I want to roll on.
They are open.
Yeah. I think I'm going to roll with water for wisdom.
Okay. Well, no, you've already got a
Oh.
question. You already got a question from Eerie Moon. From the hint.
Oh,
You've
yes, of course. That's my new move.
So I want to, so we kind of did a little conversation, but I want to give you a chance
Yeah.
to ask a question to clarify if you want.
What motivates the Shark Finger Princess?
She is a spirit of the abandoned bride, the betrayed bride, of love gone wrong, of promises broken, and that you can tell that's what she is about, and that she really only has power in places where those kinds of things have happened. If a bride and a groom truly love each other, they have nothing to fear from the Sharkbringer Princess. Does that sound fair?
That sounds very fair.
Yeah. You have +1 forward that you can hang on to the next time you want to deal with the Sharkfinger Princess or anything related to her.
Okay,
Because you're 10+, okay? And you'll head up to Magistrate Sun's room. Let's come back to Withering Ash. Withering Ash, you've spoken with Hong. You can hear the sounds of the feasting. There's music. The guests are being fed. Wine is being poured. The darkness is falling. Everything is lit by lantern light now. What do you want to do? You are muted.
I think I would like to randomly stumble into what's more drama, Master You or Razor Eyes Eye? Master You's more drama, even though I want to do the romance thing. I think Master You just being like, what are you doing here? For real. I think that's more drama.
So yeah, then that's the thing is, as you walk away from Hong, Master Wu is there out of nowhere. And his hand is like an iron vice on your shoulder as he walks you forward. And he says, now we will talk.
Very well, Master. Shall I prepare some tea?
No. Tell me why you have come here and speak the truth. Now I'd like you to roll inner conflict.
There you go. Inner conflict. Forgotten all about this. So I'm just looking for that on basic moves.
Anything except for your style elements.
Anything
Okay.
except for style elements. Well,
Yeah.
and were you implying that talking to wandering Wanderer Hong was going to clear my water? Because I'd use water if I could, but if I can't, then I have to use metal.
So you would have had a chance to clear one of those two elements from
Perfect.
your conversation with Hong. So if you want to clear the water, that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's what I need. I
Mhm.
need flexibility.
Sure.
Well, that could be worse. That is 6 plus 1, 7.
So you have a choice. You can mark that water that you just rolled, or another element. It's up to you. To kind of keep yourself steady, or you can like run away, like withdraw, flee, and he's going to know that something is up.
I have to be strong.
Okay.
I can't, like, I'm the junior partner.
Mhm.
I have to be professional. So I think to be in control, I will mark metal.
Okay.
To be in control and to be reflective.
So now tell me why you were here.
I used this as an excuse for many things. Devin just realized something. I have been using multiple things. I'm saying this in character. I have been using multiple events as excuses for each other.
Mhm.
I'm coming here. I've come to this place, Master. I say because I followed my comrade in arms, looking for a inhuman monster. I say I've come to pay respects to the bride and groom. I say I want to protect, but it is because I knew I might have been able to see Withering Eye's eye, and just to see her from across the room would give me strength to walk this road that I am destined to. I hope.
Listen, your choice of your path as an exorcist means that you leave these things behind. Love, hopes of marriage, partnership, that is what we cut ourselves free from. But beyond that, there is a darkness within that family, an unorthodox style. And even besides that, it's just, I have warned you before about this.
I feel something when I look in her eyes, Master. Something I first felt when I was a young child. If that is evil, I would like to root it out. And if it is not, I would like to explore it. But I would like to do either with your permission.
Are you saying to me that if it came to it, you could put down Razor Eye's eye? It sounds to me like that's what you're saying.
I hope that I hope that my time with her could be a place of gentle rest on this road I must walk. But if she is an obstacle, then I will move through it.
I will hold you to that. Nods. We're going to take our first break here. Then we're going to come back to Renjin and Yubo. So we'll take 10 for our first break, and then we'll come back.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thanks.
Renjin, you've had this conversation. Darkness has fallen in many ways on the estate.
Yes.
But you can hear the sound of festivities and celebrations, people speaking, whispering, talking, all that kind of human interaction. And you know that somewhere in here is the woman you've been looking for. But then there's this delicious tension that you've come upon. What do you want to do?
Mm. Mm. Do I know where Pale Cricket is?
Not
'Cause she's not-
exactly.
Okay, because she's not part of this manor, this estate, right? She doesn't live here.
She is here. Yeah, you part of the reason that you come here is she's in fact a handmaid to the bride.
Oh, well, then I will go find her.
Okay.
Yeah, I will go find her.
So do you let's say just as we will that you will come upon her. She's out mingling, kind of preparing for the bride's arrival out there. And you will see you and clearly recognizes you. And she approaches, she says, Renjin.
Pale Cricket, it is so good to see you. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fantastic.
The letter you sent said that you were not coming to the wedding.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've changed my mind. I can't stay away from you.
You see her kind of look. I don't know what you mean.
Well, you and I, we are meant to be. This should be our wedding.
You play with me, sir. You know my heart belongs to another. And I thought you and Dawning Joy. What is happening?
Oh, continue your thought. You thought I and Don enjoy what?
No, clearly I was mistaken. I assumed too much.
No, it's always been you.
I am sorry. Auntie Oak approached me, and in the moonlight, in the darkness, she spoke to me of her passion, of her desires, and I heard them, and I accepted her love.
No, this can't be true.
It is. It is.
Is this how you feel?
This is how I feel.
And I should go away?
And you see her look back like towards the bride section. She says, I would not be the one to tell you to go away.
So you want me to stay? I will stay. I will stay for you.
No, that's not what she says, you must be.
I won't keep you too long. I know you have responsibilities, but make time for me later. I'll come see you.
Yes, but may I tell Dawning Joy that you are here?
Well, why wouldn't you? Why you? That sounds like that troubles you. Why? Did they read the letter too?
See her because clearly it's backwards. Like she read the letter that you sent to Dawning Joy. You see her kind of like it's. I've said too much. We will speak later. And she will turn away.
That is fantastic. I love the fan. That was fantastic.
And I do think, Renjin, that you do see that there are some people around and that have kind of been watching you, and maybe kind of at the edge of this gathering, you'll see a group of 4 men in the livery of the house of the bride that are kind of standing there and kind of watching you. And ill intent, that kind of violent intent, it carries on the wind. It's like a perfume to you.
Oh, yes, it is. I wave at them. It's good to see you.
That certainly puts them, like, they kind of look away. We'll come back to you. You, Bo, what are you up to? Had this conversation with your friend, perhaps some misgivings, but you've also sensed this turmoil. What do you want to do?
Yubo is a curious man whose only intent is to keep things level. So I think he'd want to confront the group of men who came in and whoever came in with them. You said there was three soldiers and then someone who was kind of...
Yeah, the person arrived, like a precarious, clearly like bringing a message, like informing somebody of something, and then the 4 of them went out. And I think you will find them standing at the edge of this gathering, kind of now looking awkwardly away. And they seem to be watching the party goers there. And you can see Renjin staring at them. And they're kind of trying to avoid Renjin's eyes. What is the name of the most senior of these guards persons that you know?
Let's call them Shining Light.
Shining Light. So Shining Light, sees you and Yubo, I had heard you returned. Well met.
Well met, my friend. I see that you've decided to join the arrivals here. And he pulls again, he goes to his hip, pulls out a flask, takes a sip. What brings you here? I see you bring company.
We are merely out here making sure that nothing untoward happens. It is a large gathering of people, who knows what kind of malcontents and ill wishers might have managed to sneak into the estate grounds. So we are watching for that.
Seems odd to me, my friends. Usually me myself is good enough to keep anyone away. What seems to draw such extra attention from the family?
Well, we did not know that you had returned. Certainly, it is nothing that you need to concern yourself. I'm certain that the bride and the bride's family will be very happy to see that you have returned.
I want to kind of take in their movements and the way they're talking to me.
Sure.
I want to determine.
Do a study.
Yeah. One second here. I just want to say, Auntie Oak, I accidentally deleted one of your moves because the space bar. Listen.
Gasp.
He gads.
Oh, see, now we're nemesis forever.
I think this one is. I think it's still going to be with water. Just the awareness and the wisdom of the
Sure.
situation. Once again, a 9.
That gives you one hold. You can ask a question or make a declaration, and I think it's fair to say that your taste of cold steel move may also apply here.
Yep. I specifically want to ask, so I'm going to start with my taste of cold steel question. That I particularly ask. And
Absolutely.
what kind of trouble are they looking to cause?
They are here to murder Renjin.
Again.
Tasty. I like that. I think Yubo kind of tries to small talk for a little bit. He watches as their eyes keep glancing over to Renjin. He watches as they you can almost see like the tension in their hands as they're just looking for any moment, for any excuse for things to break out.
Though you can tell, like I will give you this, like they have no plans to attack him out here in the open. They want to find a dark alley.
Oh yeah,
on the estate and douse a few lanterns.
It's definitely like one of those like nervous, like
Yeah.
they're just like itching to get at something. Friends, you seem tense. Can I offer you a drink? And he offers like his hip flask to all the people there.
They will they are companionable to you, so they will take that drink.
As they're taking a sip, the next question I would like to ask is, this is a question about the situation.
Sure. Yeah, and you can ask anything. We'll figure out kind of like how we roll this into the meta.
Yeah. So where around me would be like the place they would want to find Renjin? Like where around us would be a good place for this to happen?
There is a small shrine, kind of temple grounds at the back that is in the older wing of the house. It's a nice place to walk in the evening, and it is relatively like isolated from the rest of the household. They would love it. That they're hoping that Renjin will wander that way. Does that seem like a fair answer?
I think that seems like a fair answer.
Okay. Yeah, and they will be companionable. You kind of cause them to kind of stand down a bit here, because you can tell they don't want to do anything in front of you. They don't want to raise your suspicions at all. I'm going to cut from you to Auntie Oak outside the door to Magistrate Sun's room.
Auntie Oak raises her hand to rap gently on the sliding door and takes a very deep, steadying breath as she does it. Without waiting for an answer, slides it open.
Seated, that kind of oil lamp and the brush in hand, the oil, the sort of the ink block beside them. They are Magistrate Sun looks up and says, Auntie Oak, this is a surprise on many levels. Please come in.
Auntie Oak very nervously closes the door behind her, steps in gingerly, steps towards Magistrate Sun, breathing a little heavy, a little bit nervous, and she says, I've been drawn here. I've been drawn here by something. And I think you might be the only person who has real answers. You were there, Magistrate Sun. You were the person who helped pull me back together after everything happened, after the betrayal, after, well, I remember very little, but I was just in contact with the Sharkfinger Princess, and now I remember a little bit more. I remember calling upon her. I remember
It was
being
you?
possessed by her. I remember not much else until I came to with this child conceived when I wasn't myself. The child that you helped me hide here.
I did that because you had always been an honorable person. And I could tell that you had been betrayed. But I did not know that you were the one who summoned the princess. There was a butchery here, a wedding, a bride and a groom slain here, the start of this war between these two houses so long ago. I only heard of it afterwards, of what had happened. And then you came to me with child and said that the groom was the father, and now he was dead.
What else did I tell you then? Who betrayed me, magistrate son? I don't remember.
Let's have you roll study. Let's see what she knows.
Oh dear. I think I'm going to roll this with maybe Earth, because
Sure.
I'm trying to like use my presence to encourage her to talk. Sure. That's an 8.
That is an 8. So what is the one question you want answered, or what's the one declaration you want to make?
I think looking into Magistrate's son's eyes and this palpable tension in the air brings back some memories for Auntie Oak. And she stands up straight and says, "It was the 9th Raven. The 9th Raven is responsible for this."
I've heard that name. I've heard that he is an ageless killer employed by houses.
He is also the father of my son.
But that's not me.
Then why have you come here?
I was drawn here. I was drawn here by... There are no accidents, Magistrate son. There's only fate.
I am the face of justice here. Be careful what you say next, Auntie Oak.
You and I both know that justice and law are not equivalent. I seek justice.
And I am the law. She stands up. And she reaches over and she says, "Are we going to have to fight?"
Antioch looks long and hard at Magistrate's son, studying her cheekbones and the curve of her chin and this face that she has looked at and longed after for such a long time. And she says, I suppose we will. Perhaps this is what it's always meant to come down to. Justice versus the law. But I will not back down.
And the blade is out, and she's already flying across the room. Vases go flying. The ink spills across that scroll that she has, and she is already towards you. Please roll duel. She is of equal scale to you. But I have a more important question. Which blade comes to your hand?
We see the camera slows and we see Antioch's sort of surprisingly delicate looking hands reaching towards her blades, grasping them. And the hesitancy as one hand sits above the steel blade. And for a split second, that blade budges, but then she pulls the wooden blade.
Okay. Roll duel.
And that's always with your fighting.
Always with your style element.
Yeah. It's a 9.
So that is a 9. So when you face someone who is on your scale and roll a 7 and 9, you can win at a cost. You can narrate your loss. You can deadlock and ask a question or reveal a detail. What do you want?
Win at a loss.
Win at a cost?
Yeah, sorry, win at a cost. Not win at a loss. That doesn't make any sense.
Do you want to say what the cost is, or should I?
I'll let you decide on a cost. I feel like fate is out of Antioch's hands at this point.
What is the blow that hits just a little too hard? Fighting back and forth, pushing back and forth in here. The wooden sword is not meant to kill, but what is the strike that hits too hard?
Magistrate's son has been getting ready, getting prepared for this wedding. And Antioch, doesn't really wear fancy outfits or anything. So neither of them are bound by very restraining types of clothes. So as they're fighting, cloth is swishing around them, hair flying around, and it's just not just the spinning of weapons, but the spinning of everything that these people are wearing as they fight. And at one point, Magistrate's son comes towards Antioch with that sword, and it comes down right across Antioch's neck, almost ready to slice. But out from underneath Antioch's tunic comes a necklace, a very simple necklace, nothing fancy, nothing anybody would keep a very long time, because it is not any sort of jewelry, so to speak. But it is something that Magistrate's son gave to Antioch back when they were very young, back when this all started. And for one moment, just one quick moment, Magistrate's son hesitates. And Antioch doesn't expect that.
Strikes her in her temple. See her step back. She raises her hand up, pulls it away, sees the blood on it. And then she falls into your arms.
Antioch drops the sword, completely forgotten now, holding this woman that she cares about more than anyone, trying to staunch the wound.
She looks up at you and she starts to say something, and then her eyes close. I'm going to cut there. Withering Ash, what are you up to?
I think we've been dancing around the idea of oh shoot, I've just closed the character keeper. One moment. Ren Jin. One of the things that I think is very interesting is that we haven't run into anyone from her from the bride's family who raised this person who I've been traveling with for forever. So I thought it would be weird and fun if I ran into
Dawning Joy?
Dawning Joy, and have a mistaken identity kind of. My brother's been dead, or anyway, that would be an interesting cross.
Okay.
Me, so.
So yeah, let us you wander. You're looking for Razor Eye's eye, and you will see her, and you approach, and you can see that she is there with Dawning Joy, with the bride. And Razor Eye's eyes kind of is a Withering Ash. Dawning Joy, this is my friend, Withering Ash. I've told you of him, the exorcist. And Dawning Joy will look at you and say, greetings. Did you come with Master Wu?
No, I came with your cousin, your ward. I came with Ren Jin.
Just a startled look on her face. Ren Jin is here?
Yes, I met him just on the road outside, as though he were waiting for me to come here. We've crossed our paths a few times.
He said he was not coming. He sent me a letter.
Oh, my apologies. Perhaps I've spoiled a wonderful surprise.
Razor Eye's eye, like a look on her face, like her face darkens. You could tell that there's something else going on here. She says, Razor Eyes, I must return to my chambers. You may stay here with your friend. I must go. And yes.
Oh, sorry. Before she leaves, can I kind of like do like a quick body language kind
absolutely.
of read on the situation?
100%. Let's have you do a read on that.
Yeah. So that would be study.
Yeah.
Yeah, study and focus and presence. Awareness. I guess it would be water. That makes the most sense. Okay, 7. Not the end of the world. 7.
Not the end of the world. So that's one question. What is it you want to know?
Who are they to each other?
You mean Ren Jin and the bride?
No, Withering. No, Razor Eye's eye and the bride. Who are they to each other?
Certainly, Razor Eye's eye is a servant and a bodyguard to the bride, Dawning Joy, and tied into the family that way, and in the sense that certainly whatever reaction Dawning Joy is having right now, Razor Eyes is not like thinks that this is a very bad idea.
That that he's here or that she's leaving?
That she's leaving. Like she's clearly like that. This is about to get very bad for a bunch of people.
I draw slightly a hair too close, and I say slightly a hair too quietly. I'm sorry if I interrupted you. Do you need to follow your lady?
No, the damage is done. What will happen will happen. There's nothing
What?
I can do or stop at this point.
What will happen? Have I caused an incident?
Renjin is of this family, but has always been treated as a bastard in the household. Not allowed in the main house, but given training. I don't know how, but a year ago, she met Renjin. They had not spoken before, and something blossomed between the two of them. Renjin went away for the good of the house.
A scoundrel, then.
Yes, but you should not be here. This is not a good place for you. My father. You should go. I know Master Wu will need your help.
I think he tries to catch her eye to see if that feeling is still there.
Let's
That
have you roll
feeling.
inner conflict. Let's see what the response is here.
Okay. I think that's about the connection. So I'm going to roll
Sure.
Earth there. +2. Ugh. Again, I keep rolling like 6s, but then I remember I got +2, so
Okay.
8.
So,
Weddings.
do you want to mark an element, or do you want to flee? Mark an element to get a read on the situation, or withdraw before you have a chance to read it, but keep yourself together.
I'm gonna mark Earth and I'm gonna stay. Ugh,
Okay.
that puts me at 3 elements marked, so everything's great. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's what
She loves you, but she's afraid for you. She's afraid now for what is going to happen. This is fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
And I think what I'll say to her, I think what I read from that, I say, I am here to help. I'm here to help the innocent. That is always my priority. That will always be my priority, number one. But if there is justice in the world, I will see you again after the battle is over, like it was the first time.
She will nod, and then she is away. Renjin, you see those 4 that are talking that now to Yubo. And they kind of seem to like be a little bit more distracted now.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Iron Lion. Do I know who that is?
Think of like a quick couple of questions. That is the bride's father.
Have I met him before?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you haven't been Renjin that long.
Right. Would I recognize him?
I think that people give you a description, and yeah, I think you can recognize him. Do you want to seek him out?
Yes, I want to get in his, what's the word? In his vision.
Okay.
I want him to see me.
Yeah. I think we see you kind of wait and watch, kind of slip away from the vision of those four, move over to another part of the courtyard where you see the most honored guests. It looks like almost all the honored guests. There's one seat that's empty of the honored guests there, but the rest are filled. And you can see, there's the mother of the bride and the father of the bride. You can see that the groom is there. The bride has not arrived. There's some other people there. You'll see Peerless Zelen, who is helping make things go well. And you see Iron Lion, and he's laughing and talking and so on. And like that is brought abruptly short. He has his bowl of wine and then comes short, and he sets it down, and his eyes lock with yours. What do you want to do?
I want to taunt him.
How?
I pick up a bowl of wine and I toast him.
Slams his wine down. He will not drink to that as you raise yours. And like you're standing at the edge in the darkness, so most people can't see you. He can see you, and
Yes.
and everyone around is like clearly like something is going on, and they don't understand what it is. But he's stuck. He can't leave right now.
Right. Nice. I come out of the darkness and I move closer to him. I'm not looking to overtalk other people, but if I have his attention,
Yeah, I think you can walk forward. There will be some silence from some people there who clearly know that you're the black sheep of the family.
yes,
And like here, and they and you'll see Peerless Zelen will kind of stand up and will greet you and will say, Renjin. It has been some time.
it has too long.
Yeah. She says, she steps forward, she says, please don't make a scene with Iron Lion right now. Your dawning joys, you would hurt her if you did that.
I'm confused. Why does how she feel matters?
It is her
right
wedding
now?
day. And if you were to cause a scene with her father, as you can understand, please.
Ah, I see. I just wanted to pay tribute and my respects is all. I don't understand why he's so upset.
Renjin, I know that you have been treated badly by this family, but this is not the time nor place.
I have been treated badly?
I perhaps understate things.
What would you have me do?
Take your wine, go and celebrate your cousin's wedding, but do it elsewhere.
Like not at
Please.
the wedding.
No, I'm not saying that, but not
Not
here,
here,
not
in
right
front
now.
Okay. I kind of gesture a toast at him again, right? And then I leave that area.
And there are eyes that are watching you
Yes.
this whole time. You, Bo, you've been talking with these people, kind of turn around, and Renjin has kind of slipped away.
So I was gonna say that this entire time Yubo would have watched Renjin walk over.
So, yep. And then
Um,
would you follow him to see what he does?
Oh, 100%.
Then I think you'll see that. You'll see Renjin come. You'll see him raise the glass of wine, clearly getting a reaction from the father of the bride. You see your love, Peerless Helen, stand and speak with Renjin. And then Renjin will kind of fade away. Do you want to follow Renjin, or do you want to speak to Peerless Helen?
I linger for a moment and I consider speaking to Selene. I see her there. But very quickly, I think I watch as she looks away from me and she is back into the accord of everything.
Oh, I think I want you to roll inner conflict right now, my friend.
Okay, let's do it.
You don't get away with that kind of stuff on his watch.
All right. Oh, I forgot to say what I'm rolling with. It's not going to help because it's going to be a +1, so it's going to be a 6.
So you're about, like, you turn and go away, and Peerless Helen sees you leave and walk away without saying anything to her. And she strides across and she's like, Yubo, were you just going to walk away from me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You seemed so tied up in the pageantry of everything. I did not know if I had a moment to spare.
I have not seen you for weeks, months. That seems a weak excuse.
I only thought, if it's been weeks, months, as you say, what is an hour more?
See her reach over and she goes, well then, here, and she hands you this full cup of wine. Enjoy this. And she turns and walks away. Do you still follow Renjin?
See, this is funny because the tables have turned, because Yubo feels like a very big duty to like keep things mellow, and I don't think that this is as important to him right now as going to speak with Renjin and trying to de-escalate, or at least refocus people's attentions.
Let's do the scene before we cut to Antioch. Let's at least do at least the start of the scene. Let's bring you and Renjin together. Cross paths. Renjin, as you're walking, you hear someone approach, and you'll see Yubo, who you met on the road, and who you know, and he seems to be approaching you with some purpose. Yubo.
Hello, friend. Can I speak with you for a moment?
Absolutely. Speak on.
Can I offer you a drink? And he offers him the wine glass that was just offered to him.
Oh yeah, no, I will take it.
And as he takes the glass, he pulls out a flask too, so that he can share in this moment with him.
The gourd on your side, pop that open.
Okay. Pretty much. My friend, it appears as though you are a ghost who does not know it.
Then I'm free to be whatever I choose, yes?
Some might say that about the afterlife, but we are at a wedding. People are expected to do certain things, and I don't think ghosts walking the grounds is one of them.
But if I'm a ghost, as you say, What do I care of weddings?
This is fair, I suppose. Looks away for a second. He's thrown off by this really nice line for a moment.
Oh, this is great wine.
You know, the trick is that they let it steep a little bit with the leaves from around here. Makes it special in that way. What have you come here to do?
Many things. Many things. One, get reacquainted with the love of my life. Two, make a few people upset. Three, kill the 9th Raven before my friend kills him.
I appreciate your earnesty with me, friend, but I will note that I think you've made more than a few people upset. I watch their eyes. They are casting daggers, to say the least. This is a dangerous place, you know.
That's fantastic. I can smell it. That's great, right? That's good. Yeah.
He looks away for a moment, kind of as unserious as Yubo tries to play himself off as. He is jarred by just how unserious Renjin actually is.
But he can't smell it.
All I ask, my friend, is that if you plan to interrupt any of the events that happen here tonight, I ask that you reconsider your place here.
I think he pats you on the shoulder, right? Fear not, my friend. I'm done upsetting people. It's just murder left from me. I must find the 9th Raven. Do you know where he's hiding? This could be quick and I could be on my way.
I don't think he likes what you've done here. I think as you've gotten close enough to like put your hand on his shoulder, I think he breathes out. You can smell the alcohol on his breath. You can tell he's a little red in the face as you've gotten closer. And he looks a little severe now. I've asked you to not cause trouble here tonight. And I think murder is trouble. And I think he's going to try to reverse this. Like, I think he's going to try to basically twist your arm off of him and try to get a little like a hold on you for a moment, just to, you know, exert that effort.
So let me ask you this. There are a couple of ways that we can play this out. If you're doing it kind of as hearts and minds, trying to convince them to go along, and this is kind of the meta in that, that's one way to read this. Otherwise, there is a PvP move, which is about you making an offer to like walk victorious away from the scene. You offer the other player like experience points or marking entanglements, you know, or marking elements or giving up on something. It's up to you, Yubo, how you want to do this.
Well, I'll ask Renjin here. If I twisted you into a hold, would you inevitably like aggress back? Like, would this action end up into something more severe, do you think?
No, I think you're not Renjin's enemy, right? He's been honest with his agenda. So I mean, you're not part of. He's upset people. He's already made his overtures to Pale Cricket, and he is really looking for the Ninth Raven. And beyond that, I think he's not looking to do anything further, right? So I thought Lowell was gonna. Sometimes in PbtA, it's say yes, right? And I was going to say yes. You can have the arm, you can have the leverage, you can twist it,
and that's perfectly fair. Yeah,
yeah. And then I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, he wouldn't aggress back. He wouldn't push it into another fight.
Yeah, no, if you don't think there would be any aggression in this, you would let it happen, then let's just kind of role play that. Then I think that's probably the fairest way to approach it.
I'd like to kind of like end on that moment, like that thing. I mean, we may split after the scene, but I want to cut there and come back to Auntie Oak. Everyone else is somewhere else. No one heard this commotion.
I think the camera sort of pans into the room where Magistrate's son was, and it's there's stuff everywhere. It's a pretty big mess in there now, but Magistrate's son is laid out very gently, delicately on a sleeping mat. Her outfit, closed up very nicely, her hair very nicely brushed, her eyes closed, a piece of fabric over her face, and Auntie Oak's not there. We see camera shot of Auntie Oak kind of stealthily tiptoeing down a hallway.
And what are you up to? What are you doing? What is it that you want?
I think right now, Auntie Oak knows that she is here at this wedding for a reason. She knows that there is going to be some way to get vengeance at this wedding, the vengeance that she seeks, that she craves. And I think she's just following her gut right now to lead her to where she needs to go.
Okay.
There is not a trust your gut move.
No,
but
here's what I'm going to do. We're going to take our second little short break. I want to come back. We're going to narrate onto that. And because we're in that last hour, I'm going to hard frame some stuff to get some players into positions here, with you kind of leading on that, if I may. So let's just take a quick 5 and we'll come back. All right.
See you in 5.
Bye. So Auntie Oak, when you kind of give yourself over to trying to find this, what does that look like? What do we see you do on screen?
I think Auntie Oak wanders into the corridors of this, very exquisite place. And I think she finds a quiet corner, a dark corner, and takes a deep meditative breath. And the camera zooms into her mind almost. And when she opens her eyes, she's standing at the very top of the very tall tree, looking out over a vast forest and mountains, looking up into the sky, taking these deep breaths. And as she breathes in and out, the leaves on the trees move towards and far from her. And she's just trying to become one with the environment that she is in. And when she opens her eyes, she's still in this corridor, but as she breathes in and out, the shadows in the corridor come in and out with her breath. And she is just becoming one.
And I think there is a moment where the wind carries and you will see these leaves that flow they're different. They're kind of like ginkgo leaves. And you remember that at the back, at that shrine, there is that ancient tree, the magical properties. And you know that something is there. And then you feel it. You feel the moment as someone else makes that bargain with the Sharkfinger Princess. And I assume we see you moving.
Yes, going to the nearest window, not even bothering with the stairs and the corridors, the nearest window and out into
Out.
the night as fast as she
Yeah.
can.
You can leap across the rooftops, running across the edges of that with your lightness and moving back to the back. You can see the tree in the distance, the leaves coming from it, and you are rushing that way. Withering Ash, you've had that moment where Razor Eyes has kind of broken away from you, and she's headed off in the night, and you're standing there, and you will feel that wind. And you concentrate, and you can tell that there is something very dangerous gathering. Do you look for your friends? Do you look for your master? Or do you just head there?
I think I go straight there.
Okay.
I think if there are innocent people there, then that's where I'm supposed to be.
Okay. Then I think we see you rushing. Renjin, you've kind of pulled away from Yubo. And I think there is a moment where the two of you are kind of meeting each other's eyes.
Mhm.
But then you will look around and you will realize that all around you, like you kind of stepped away, like on the lanterns, on the fence near you, where the two of you are kind of privately talking, you will see that there are ravens perched there, and they are all watching you. And then en masse, they take to the wing and they fly off towards the back of the estate. What do you do, Renjin?
Master Yubo, I've offended you and I'm sorry. But did you see those ravens?
Not.
He is here. What would you have me do?
I think Yubo thinks about it on a moment, and I think he can feel that like something's not right here and there's something greater going on. And he just kind of tilts his head to the side. Go.
Murder it is.
Yubo, do you follow Renjin? Or I mean, he is a force of chaos. I assume you stay with him.
Yeah. So yeah, I think so. Renjin runs on for a moment, and I think Yubo takes a long stare just for a moment at the gourd in his hands, and it looks like he's contemplating something. But he shakes the thought away and he follows.
And we cut to this space, this stone courtyard, these tiled buildings sort of surrounding it. We can see the shrine in the background. There are a few lanterns hung here. We see this tree that grows up in the middle of it. The lights are catching the undersides of the leaves. And Auntie Oak, you will land atop that wall and you will look down into the courtyard and you will see a number of figures there. You see who you know is Iron Lion, the father of the bride. you recognize him. You will see Peerless Salon, a servant of this household. You know that she's loyal. She wants to keep things going. You can see that she is there. She is steady. She has a weapon in her hand, but there are tears running down her face. And you will see this young woman standing beside this figure that you recognize of Ninth Raven. You haven't seen him in years, and he hasn't changed a bit. He looks exactly the same. But the other thing that catches your eye are these chains that are wrapped around the base of the tree. And you'll see this young woman, and you see her flashing between two states. In one state, you can see the mask, the visage of the Sharkfinger Princess. And in the other, you see dawning joy as she flashes back and forth between the two. And you can tell that they have caught her and bound her here. What do you do, Auntie Oak?
Auntie Oak takes out her sword, her steel sword, with a shink, and steps towards the scene. Ninth Raven, we meet again.
And there's like all eyes turn to you as you kind of drop down and emerge out of the darkness. Iron Lion gets a scowl on his face. Peerless Salon kind of draws her breath. Ninth Raven looks and says, "My love."
I loved you once. I loved you once, but no longer. Your betrayal is so full. Your betrayal was so complete that it's destroyed not only my life, but the lives of all these people here.
I merely do what I was called to do. I serve this house.
Serve this house. In what way?
Well, it was to be a wedding, and I did help make sure it came across, but apparently I failed in that. So now we're simply going to have to kill everyone in the groom's family. That will end this war. There's blood on you. Oh, you've killed someone you love.
And Auntie Oak freezes.
And withering ash, you come striding through, and you will see Auntie Oak, metal blade in hand. You see this tableau, but you recognize the young woman who is standing at Ninth Raven's side, and it is Razor Eye's eye. What do you
Does
do?
she?
Do you move
like...
so they can see you?
No, I kind of want to, for just a moment, I want to see if she seems possessed, or like he can't believe it. He can't believe it.
So does that feel like inner conflict or study?
Oof.
Maybe it's a coincidence.
I think
Go ahead,
we'll
I'm sorry.
save inner conflict for like if he's got to actually like.
Perfect. Let's have you roll study. What do you want to roll that with?
Well, I only have a choice of 2, so let's do fire.
Oh,
Let's do fire. That is a 7.
that is a 7. You want to know if she's possessed?
Yeah,
what
like
you wanted?
is she doing this willingly? Does she look like she's being coerced? Is she possessed, or like?
No, it looks like she's standing at the side of her father.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, then you know what I would like to, oh no, he's gonna be way. I would like to, yeah, at this point I would like to reveal myself.
Okay.
And kind of like do a wrestler, well, not a wrestler style, a wuxia version of a wrestler style, like promo talking up Auntie Oak
Okay.
about how great she is and how the stories of her, of like, she's a legend. Do you understand who you're talking to? She's a legend. Do you not have you not heard the story of when she rerouted a river to put out a fire that was threatening the last crop of the season? Have you not heard the story of how she fended off an entire army waiting for reinforcements to arrive? Have you not heard the story of how she took 12 cups of sake to the dome and stayed standing? This is Auntie Oak. Who are you?
Let us have you roll comfort and support.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's do that with fire. That's an 11.
That is an 11. So, first of all, Auntie Oak, you can give Withering Ash a bond with you, and then he can burn it to help you, or you can clear an element.
I'm pretty good on elements. I think
Yeah.
I'll give a I'll give a bond.
Withering Ash, you would now have a bond with Auntie Oak. If you already have one, it'll go up by 1 level. And then, of course, on a 10 plus, you can also clear an element yourself. You can ask Auntie Oak a question, or you can give Auntie Oak a bond with you.
I'm going to clear an element. I'm going to clear my
that
earth,
is a
please.
good call.
Probably a good idea.
Renjin, Yubo, you come in at the tail end of this story. That it's kind of like it's gripped the attention of the people here. And again, you will see Iron Lion, Peerless Salon, people who Yubo. You'll see Ninth Raven, Renjin. You will see this young woman with him. And Yubo, you will see Dawning Joy, the bride, chained with these spirit chains to the tree, and you can tell that the spirit of the Shark-Fingered Princess flickers back and forth upon her. Let's start with Renjin. As you come in here, what do you want to do?
I produce my blades and claws.
Do you reveal yourself? Do you show, not like your true identity, but do the other people now see you?
Yes.
Okay. You step forward, and you'll see Ninth Raven kind of draws back.
Yes.
Well, that explains it. That explains it, brother. I wondered how the man I had killed was still alive. Is this just a happenstance, or were you sent to bring me back, to hunt me down?
I didn't want any witnesses. You're the only one that knows.
Oh. All right. Well, this should be fun. And he will draw out his claws.
Yes.
They will come out. They look like yours.
Nice.
Yubo. What do you do?
There we go. Sorry, it wasn't letting me unmute for a second. Oh God. Yeah. So taking all this in, gosh, there's so much going on. Yubo is frozen because he has come to a impasse where things that he knows are like Yubo knows that he cannot confront this in his current state. And I don't think he's ready quite this, like at this second, ready to flip that. So I think he's going to watch. I think he's going to study the battle. Like he's going to just watch what's happening unfold, and he's going to try to comfort the like people on the side, or like try to like just keep them calm, essentially.
So do you want to roll a support move? Do you want to do that, or do you want to roll a study? What do you feel like you're doing right now? Because the time for words is about to be over.
Oh yeah, the time for words is about to be over. Right now, I think it's just studying the situation.
Okay, let's have you roll study. What do you want to roll that with?
We're going to roll that with, I think it's going to be metal in this case.
Okay.
Which is not the best, but I think that's what it is in this situation.
Fair enough.
It's a 1.
It is a 1. Then I think you will see Peerless Elan turn to Iron Lion and go, Yubo has served the house. Leave him out of this. And says that, and Iron Lion turns and says, no. And you see his hand whip out and then back, and you see Peerless Elan stagger back, blood running down her shirt. And she starts to crumple to the ground. Auntie Oak, what are you doing?
Auntie Oak, her eyes look to her son, very confused as to what just happened. How can Ninth Raven be the brother of her son when he's also the father? And I think she is piecing the bits together, that this is not really her son. And her hatred for the Ninth Raven just starts to consume her a little bit.
Yeah.
And seeing him knock his daughter, hurt his daughter, so.
Oh, no, that's Iron Lion.
Oh, Iron Lion, got it.
But here's what you do know, is what he has said is that he killed his own son. Your son.
And I mean, she didn't want a son or a child to begin with, but that doesn't make it right what happened. This child was supposed to be protected and it wasn't. And that is the fault of this family, yes. But more specifically, the fault of this man. And she takes her sword and charges forward,
Okay.
ready
you are-
to.
Moving to engage Ninth
Yeah.
Raven, right? Okay. So we're going to kind of frame up where everybody's at so we can kind of see how we're going to divvy this out. Withering Ash, Auntie Oak goes charging forward at Ninth Raven. She raises her eyes eye, besides she like is going to step to try and intercept. You see Peerless Salon collapsing, you see Iron Lion. What do you do? There's also, of course, Dawning Joy chained to the tree.
I would like, so if Razor Eyes Eye, I would like to pitch that I would try this. If she's like moving into intercept with a drawn weapon, I would like to try and catch her arm, her outstretched arm with my meteor hammer as I rush towards the princess who's chained to the tree,
Okay.
and I will drag her, hopefully.
Okay. So let's
say,
lay out. So you're going to be like you're going to be engaging with Razor Eyes Eye, try to get her out and moving towards that. Renjin, like you thought it was going to be Withering Ash is going to be the problem. Annie Oak is going after Ninth Raven. What do you want to do?
I gotta be the one to kill the Ninth Raven.
Okay.
So yes, I already have my blades and my claws out, so I'm going for him.
Okay. So the two of you are rushing forward at Ninth Raven. We will
Yes.
do that. And then you, Bo, we frame up, you're going to step away for a minute. So let's frame up what you're going to do.
Yes, I will say I might have to step away for the rest of it, but if I go ahead and let you know
Sure.
what Yubo's goals is,
Sure.
if I get to come back, that's what it is. Okay.
Okay.
I think Yubo, looking at all this, takes it in. His first priority, though, is Dawning Joy. He has been protecting her and the family for a while, and even though that Iron Lion has basically insulted him in this action, he realizes that he needs to act. So what happens is he looks down at his gourd, and you watch as he smashes it against like a wall by him, and in the
Slow
same
motion.
action, slow motion, and in the same action he grabs what's been hiding inside of it, which is a blade that he grabs, telescopic in fact, and it comes out covered in alcohol, which he then draws across his belt, and it acts as like a match essentially.
Okay.
And he sits here, and he's going to go try to rescue Dawning Joy.
Okay. So we'll move you in, supporting what's going on with Dawning Joy, and we'll get that sort of as a bonus. If you want to step away, if you're able to come back, we'll get you back. At the very least, I hope you can come back so you can epilogue. So we'll go to that. Auntie Oak, are you just rushing, heedless, attacking? All right.
I think yes. At first, definitely heedless. I think probably last moment, and if she had been paying attention, she would have gathered herself a little bit better. But seeing that Renjin is also rushing towards, I think at the very last second she will see that, and it's the sort of flash of mother and son fighting together in her heart. Even though it's not really, it's all very complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think she's got her best head on her shoulders at the moment.
Then when you rush up and you fight a foe whose scale is higher than yours, go ahead and roll.
Let's try this.
You
That's a
got
10.
this.
That is a 10. So what happens? Like, he has these claws out. They come out. That mask kind of slips a little bit. You'll see some of that smoke roll out from it. You've got your weapon up. Like what happens, and how do you keep yourself from taking a significant hit here?
Auntie Oak is a smaller woman than Ninth Raven is, for sure. And when she comes in, she has to rely a lot on the fake out,
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing when I'm like trying to swing a sword. I don't know how to hold a sword. And I think she swings in and looking like she's going to come at him from one way, similar to probably how he's seen her fight before. But she's learned a lot since then. And before she hits, she stalls her movement and cuts across the other side.
And it's fast. You're good. You're so much better, but he is supernaturally fast. And he does like you see him like he didn't expect to be, but he does catch your blade and he like uses the leverage of that to throw you away from him.
And she arcs up in the air and lands with a kind of a sickening crunch.
Yeah. So you don't have the mark element. You just lost that conflict, but you are still up in it. Renjin, I think that will demonstrate to you that this foe is above your scale right now. Now, what does that mean in terms of this play? So things have to be done to lower the scale of the foe to get it. Essentially, you need help, you need assistance, you need to set each other up, or you need to do some kind of trick. So what is it you want to do to lower the scale of him?
I call out to my old friend, Withering Ash. I tell him we have to do this together. You have to come help me. Right now.
Withering Ash, you're moving to try and intercept, maybe move over, and you hear Renjin call out for your help.
How many times have I done that?
At least once. Do
you abandon him?
No,
or do you help him?
That. How about can I demand a hearts and minds roll?
Yeah, I'd love that. Renjin, let's have you roll hearts and minds.
All right. Hearts and minds. Where am I at? Okay, here we go. What am I using? I don't even know. I'm gonna use metal.
Okay.
Because so I'm looking on the other side and I see scared. And I see control, right? I think he recognizes he can't do this by himself.
Okay.
But it has to be done.
All right.
My metal is +1.
Okay.
And so here it goes. I got an 11.
Okay. So do you help Withering Ash?
Yeah, I do.
Right. So tell me what it is that you want to do then. Are you drawing off the daughter to keep her from assisting? Are you doing some kind of trick with Ninth Raven? Are you bringing your magic to bear? What is it you do to help bring this person's scale down? It's probably going to take like a couple of you to do it so that one person can get that shot at him.
I think I'm about to intercept her and tire and in the hopes that he would be able to like have like a passionate like no, don't do this kind of fight. But when he hears that, he's like, no, fool me once, shame on you. And that is enough for him to just be like, oh no, you're right. And I think he just tries to like knock her out with like the head of the meteor hammer.
Yeah. Let's do an overcome to kind of put her out of the fight for the moment, to give yourself a chance here.
Can we pause 1 second? I'm getting a phone call.
Sure.
So sorry.
Then my thought is, Renjin provides a distraction. I'm still trying to bring down the scale.
Yeah.
Provides a distraction so that Auntie Oak can take the shot.
So what does the distraction look like? How is it you do that?
I refer to him, some banter, as my brother, right?
Okay.
And that Mom always loved me best. But at the same time, right, I'm fencing with him, trying to, with the claws like he's got, like I've got. We're trying to figure out an opening. So we're doing that dance while we're bantering back and forth. I'm just trying to keep him engaged with me and move him around so that hopefully Auntie Oak can see and take a shot while I have him distracted.
Absolutely. Let's have you go ahead and roll overcome. What do you want to roll that with?
I will use water because I'm using my blades and claws. Oh no, that's metal. Never mind. Yeah, so I will use metal for that.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Oh no, that's a 4.
That is a 4. I don't think you have enough bonds. How many bonds do you have right now?
2 total.
2.
I have 2 total, but they're 2 different people.
Well, you could spend both of them. That would get you to a 6.
Yes, I don't have enough bonds.
I tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. Is this is where I'm going to bring Yubo in as the third PC to do that comfort and support to give you that +1. How does that sound?
I will take it.
Okay, but there's still a cost. Like what does he cut on you? How does he hurt you? Like you draw him off, but there is a cost to you.
Maybe it forces me, maybe the hit forces me to reveal what I really look like.
What does Auntie Oak see?
She sees kind of a raven's head where my head should be, right? And like a demonic raven's head, right? It's got some beautiful eyes, but it's got some dark feathers, right?
Yeah, get that picture in the keeper of it
yes.
at the bottom.
Yes.
And the way I'm doing this is Yubo has slashed at those chains, and then he just throws that flaming sword over to help you create that distraction. So it kind of draws you off. Auntie Oak, what's your reaction when you see that?
Her eyes widen. And yet, for some reason, she's not afraid. And we flash back suddenly to back when the Sharkfinger Princess, is that who it is? Sharkfinger Princess?
Yeah.
Yes. First came to this area and being called upon, being summoned by Auntie Oak and possessing Auntie Oak. And it's Auntie Oak with the same sort of raven head, destroying, tearing apart people, blood everywhere, the carnage, and this sudden memory of that, fills her whole being. And Auntie Oak comes back to herself, looking again at Renjin, her son, sort of with this head. And she realizes that this is what was calling her here. That she needed to be the one to bring the Sharkfinger Princess, back into this world to finish what she had started so many years ago. Auntie Oak had started so many years ago. And the only way to do it is to become like what Renjin is.
I love it. We see you standing up. I think in the background, we see that those chains have fallen from where Yubo has struck them down. And Dawning Joyce, the Sharkfinger Princess, has pushed him aside and has flown at her father, Iron Lion. We don't know what's happened there. But Withering Ash, I need you to roll this overcome. We've got Ren Jin has distracted. You need to do this. What has you got?
3.
A 3. What do you lose to get this distraction? Do you lose a hand? Do you lose an arm? Do you lose an eye? Do you kill Razor Eye's eye? What is the cost? And a hard one.
A hard one. I think I just looked at my little picture for him, and it's got his bang well over his eye, and I think that's going to be more than a fashion choice. I think that's going to be a functional use. I think he's going to lose his eye.
You knock Razor Eye's eye back, but as she does, her stumbles, that blade comes up, catches you, blood comes down off of it, and I think that actually freezes her. She didn't want to hurt you. She does love you, and she staggers back, but you've pulled the guard from Ninth Raven's side away. Ren Jin's drawn his attention. Auntie Oak, you have one shot at this. He is on your scale at this moment. Let's have you roll duel.
Oh my gosh, I'm
No
scared.
pressure. No pressure.
Whatever you do, don't roll a 3.
I rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8. So let's see here.
I would like to spend a bond to move. If I spend a bond, I only move it up 1, right?
Right.
But I have a bond to burn on you specifically to support you, and that would get you to a 10.
10. So he's caught the claws, Ren Jin, over there, that the ravens have shown on both sides. You've gotten up. His side is exposed. Tell me what it looks like when you kill Ninth Raven.
Auntie Oak lunges forward, and for a moment, she too has this head of a deadly raven. For a quick moment, her eyes dart to the side, and she spots Pale Cricket, this young woman, this young, trusting, lovely woman who she mistakenly confessed her love to, who she never treated well, who she never treated like Pale Cricket really deserved. And that feeling of regret, the feeling of all of the regrets of all of her mistakes in the past, really start to push her farther. She knows this is the moment to atone for that. This is the moment she needs. She looks over at Withering Ash. Somehow this is all happening in this moment. And the encouragement that he had given earlier, the bravery he has shown, is inspiring her. And I think the last thing she does is look over at the body that is her son, who she never even tried with, the biggest regret. And she uses that as fuel for herself, to take this sword and, with no finesse and no showmanship, just drive it straight through the Ninth Raven's throat.
The mask, like you cut the strap on the mask, and that mask will crash to the ground, and there'll be that sort of half feathered on the face there. And he will, and he just falls to the ground, and there's that of feathers as his body just explodes, and the feathers are like the petals from the tree now, all in the air around you. We can see behind, we can see Yubo has a hold of dawning joy. Shark Figure Princess is gone, but Iron Lion is dead. Don't know what happened. Did she kill him? Did Yubo kill him? We don't know, but we see that. And that's the point at which we're going to go to epilogues. So these epilogues can be in the immediate aftermath. They can be down the road a ways. It can be a combination. It's up to you how you want to do that. Withering Ash. What is, after all of this, losing the eye, betrayal, not betrayal, what is the epilogue we see for you?
I think the epilogue is with Master Wu at the end. He was the one who was like, are you going to do what you need to do? He was the one who warned me against it, and I feel like I at least have to address the elephant in the room, multiple elephants.
Yes.
So I think that's as much as I would love to flash forward to 5 years in the future and have the epilogue be like Wedding Crashers 2 Back in the Habit, but no, I think we
But
need to
see, Master Wu, I mean, when we see Master Wu, do we see you go off with Master Wu, or do we see you walk away from Master Wu?
I feel that this has strengthened his resolve in the path that he's walking. I don't know, like I don't whatever happens to Razor Eye's eye, like is she imprisoned? Is she like what? It doesn't matter. Like he's cut her out of his life. And I think poetically, his inability to see what was right in front of him lost him his eye, and he needs to be forever vigilant in case someone could betray him like that again, and he could lose something far more precious. So I think he's hardened a little bit and goes off with Master Wu.
I think the camera will pull back a little bit, and we do see a raven on a tree watching you go. Renjin, what is your epilogue? Immediate aftermath, down the road? What do we see?
I think it's days to weeks down the road. I think we see maybe a servant walking across a courtyard to a wall. It's night, or it's evening, it's early evening. And then that servant, once he reaches the wall and maybe some guards have walked by, you see his form change to Renjin, and he begins to climb up this wall. And he gets to the top, and there's kind of a window there. And he kind of raps at the window. After a while, it opens up, and it's Pale Cricket, right? And she kind of rolls her eyes, right? But not surprised.
Right.
And Renjin asks, so this heart that you say belongs to someone else, right? How can I get it and away from that other person, right? And then I think maybe it cuts there like that.
Perfect. Auntie Oak, what is your epilogue?
This is an indeterminate amount of time later. It is a completely different town. We see Auntie Oak standing underneath a tree, a shawl wrapped around her head again, watching what looks like the setup of a wedding. As the people start to, bring out the flowers and set up the tea ceremonies and such, she looks down and sees the groom getting his outfit on, looks over, she can see the bride. For a moment, her head flashes, and you see this, horrifying raven visage. And she swoops down, and the scene cuts.
Nice.
What?
Nice. Nice. And that's our show effectively here.
Yubo, do you have a epilogue?
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say about
So what did I?
you rescued her, though she struck down her father, Iron Lion. But you did say essentially the Shark-fingered princess left her, and she survived.
Okay.
You're muted.
Wait, test.
There you go.
She found the shiny mute button on my microphone.
All right.
Oh no. I think for you, Bo, we see again sometime in the future. I think we see him living a pretty simple life. He has come out of his shell. He is living in a house with. I think he's living with Peerless Alana.
You're muted again.
Living
with Peerless Alana.
Living with Peerless Alana, and I think we've kind of adopted Dawning Joy on her own. We're taking, maybe not like officially, but we're watching over her. We're teaching her, guiding her. We are her parental figures, and I think you see us enjoying a cup of tea as all the beauty kind of happens around us.
Nice.
It's epilogue.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so that's it. That's our two-parter. Thank you all very much. I would like to just a quick chance for people to give shout outs to character work, to things, do a quick round of stars. Devin, can I start with you?
Sure, I am unmuted. I'll just throw out the one there because Amanda always makes choices that I never expect, and I should expect them because I should be used to it by now.
You live with me.
But I think there were 2 times in this where I was just like, that is so not the choice that I would have made if I was playing that character, and it makes the story so much more interesting. So as much as it frustrates me sometimes when it's just like, wait, how does 1 + 1 equal banana? Sometimes banana is what you need, and that's what I got.
Nice.
Jay, the first time I got a chance to run for you, I played in that cool Supers game you did at Origins at one time.
Yes, I remember.
Glad to have a chance to run.
No, and this was fantastic. I could tell how much you enjoy running it. It shows. And so if I have to give a star, I'm gonna give it to you. You're good at pacing, including pulling everybody in. The questions you ask, that's fantastic stuff, man. I had a lot of fun playing this. I want to keep playing every Monday, but this was fantastic. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. I'm glad you dug that. And Amanda.
Shout out to everybody and the wonderful character work. This is sort of, narrative games, I play a lot of narrative games, but this type of sort of melodramatic thing is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, although I love drama. So a lot of the time, if I didn't really know what to do, I would just be like, all right, I'm going to add to the drama. Because that I know how to do. So thank you so much, everybody, for really just running with all of it. Everything anyone threw out, everybody just yes-anded it, and it was just a lot of fun, never knowing what was going to happen. And I absolutely would love to play games with any of you again.
And I just want to say, I came into this session thinking about various things a lot because all of you give me so much good material to work with. Really good characters, really good plot points, really good sense, beyond the entanglements, the details and things that you brought to the table last session. were really, really strong. So it was a joy to run for everybody. I really enjoyed it. I am going to stop the recording. Oh, yeah, and thank you, Jason. So Jason is still there. Thank you very much for playing, Jason. I enjoyed playing with you. Jason's in the chat for anybody watching at home.
Yeah, no, I just